What is up? Your man Snowden has returned to FAP Reactions, now known as Fickin' Angie Productions. So, what I'm bringing to you guys here today is a sort of just discussion video for my first weekly video. I'm basically going to be discussing SummerSlam and what's next following SummerSlam, or what may or could be next following SummerSlam for Raw and SmackDown. SummerSlam overall, it was ass. Fatal 4-Way, tremendous. That match was incredible. All four, Strowman, Joe, Lesnar, and Reigns, looked fantastic. Strowman is a monster. He looked the best out of all four men in that match. The tag title match, the Raw tag titles, that was a great match in my opinion. It was actually pretty cool to see Ambrose and Rollins win the tag titles. I should say just Rollins, because fuck Dean Ambrose, I don't give a shit. It was that was a great match actually. Besides those two matches, I don't care. Anyways, moving on. There's a few title changes, whatever happened on SummerSlam. Not going to go into grave detail, but on Raw, there's a few big things happening on Raw. One of the main things, personally, is Big Cass's injury. Tears his ACL, he's out 9 months. So, Big Cass, you gotta assume in what would have been the end of the feud with Enzo, hopefully that feud was treacherous. Big Cass has proven himself time and time again. He has really grown to be better on the mic, be better in the ring, everything ever since leaving Enzo. He has potential, he really does have potential. I see a lot of progress in him, and I think they were going somewhere with him. But 9 months, that's a sideline. He is going to be out for a while, and people may forget about him. I'm sure when he'll come back, it may be some triumphant return or whatever. Maybe not that triumphant, it's only Big Cass. But depends how WWE plans on pushing him. We'll see. It's a shame to see him go down, especially like he did against Enzo. On that note, Enzo Amore, now on 205 Live, thankfully. I believe it was Ryan that said it. Put him on the show I don't watch. Thank God. Can't take it anymore. His in-ring ability, almost non-existent, let's be honest. I'm not even trying to like crap on him, but like, let's be real. The only reason he's still around is because he connects with people on the mic, and I've had enough of it. Heard enough of it. Just can't take it anymore. So for him to go 205 Live, it may honestly spice up 205 Live a little bit. I'm not gonna watch it still. I'm happy Neville's champ again over Tozawa personally. Tozawa's great, but Neville's the only guy on there that's worth watching. But I'd like to see him move up to the main roster soon. So technically he's on the main roster, but the Cruiserweights is not the main roster in my opinion. You're under NXT if you're in the Cruiserweight division, it seems. Yeah, like I said, put Enzo on the show that we don't watch, fine with me. Get him off TV, actually. Just get rid of him. How about that? Like I said, cool to see Rollins and Ambrose win the tag titles. It's not really a Shield reunion in my mind. You need all three members for it to be a reunion. I'm curious as to what can happen with them. Are they going to feud with the Hardys? Are they going to, I mean, I'm sure they'll continue a Sheamus Cesaro feud, but like, where and to who would they drop the titles to at some point? They're not gonna hold them forever, you know? Curious to see where this goes. I'm hoping down the line it turns into a heel turn for Ambrose and or Rollins, either of them. Ambrose is, I just can't take him anymore, man. So boring. He needs a heel turn. Rollins, I enjoy Rollins overall. Definitely better as a heel. I don't think his face run is as bad as people make it out to be, but I am curious as to where they're going with this, because who knows? They didn't put the titles on for no reason, you know? Besides that, Strowman versus Lesnar, scheduled for No Mercy. I believe it's No Mercy. That's a WrestleMania match, in my opinion. I think that Brock pinning Reigns at SummerSlam is foreshadowing for WrestleMania, because I think the headline is going to be Reigns versus Lesnar. I don't think there's any way around that. I think that's the way we're going. I think Brock may lose the title before then, but that means either Brock is winning the Rumble or Reigns is winning the Rumble. I have no problem if Brock wins it. Do not want to see Reigns win it again. But Strowman versus Lesnar, that's a fucking WrestleMania match. I would love to see that at WrestleMania. No Mercy, whatever. I'm happy we're gonna get it. I do think Lesnar's just gonna retain as usual. I don't think it'll be a squash match or anything. I think it's gonna be a great match, but high hopes for Strowman. I'm sure he'll get his time at some point, you know? Moving on from there, Cena. John Cena, now on Raw. First ever free agent. That's actually big news. Seeing him on Raw is cool. I guess it kind of spices up Raw a little bit, but him feuding with Reigns, I can see it. I can see it. I think him being on Raw is better than him just feuding with Reigns. I think we may get to see him maybe feud with Samoa Joe at some point, which would be great. I think that's what we all wanted for WrestleMania, to be honest. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see what they can come up with for Cena. I think Reigns is going to beat him, to be honest. I think that's the route they're going. They got to kind of build Reigns up, but is what it is. Speaking of Samoa Joe, looks like he may be migrating into an Intercontinental title feud, which fine with me. I would like to see him win the Universal, but he's got to win some type of gold. They got to put a strap on him at some point. If it's the IC title, fine with me. I would have liked to see Jason Jordan win it at SummerSlam, but What a train wreck that 6-man tag was in front of 12 people. I don't know how that came to be, but I think it would have been better if Miz defended the title. Retained or lost, I think a title defense would have just been better. Moving on from Raw, got SmackDown. So it seems like the US title feud between Owens and Styles is continuing. It's going forever. I mean, they put on great matches, so I can't really complain, but needs something new. It does look like, though, that Corbin may be transitioning into this feud, which is great because after SummerSlam, Corbin is almost done. He got squashed by Cena. Let's be real, it was a squash. He lost the briefcase. I don't know if there's backstage heat. I don't know what's going on, but Corbin needs to rebuild himself up a little bit. He got new music, so you'd think they're maybe pushing him, but they wouldn't have had him lose the briefcase if so. It'd be cool to see him transition into that feud. Potentially even Zayn does. By the way, Owens was trying to get Zayn to referee the match, I believe was on SmackDown, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know where Mike Bennett's at. I don't know what they're doing with him. I think he should have been in NXT from the beginning. Anyways, when it comes to the tag division, the Usos are arguably the best tag team in the company right now, hands down. From SmackDown to Raw to NXT, the Usos from their heel turn have been fantastic. There's been nothing to complain about. Their matches with the New Day are incredible. Those are some of the best tag matches in recent memory. I'm happy that the Usos have the titles again. Speaking of tag titles, it may, hopefully, at some point lead into a tag title feud against Chad Gable and his new partner, the gold standard, Shelton Benjamin. It's awesome to see Benjamin return. He is one of the most underrated guys to ever be in the business. To see him return, he is a little bit older, but to see him return is awesome. I don't know how long he'll stick around. I don't think he's winning the championship, the WWE Championship, but to see a tag title reign or a mid-card reign, I'm for it. Speaking of the WWE Championship, Jinder Mahal versus Nakamura. Just boring. It's just boring. Nakamura can hardly speak. Great wrestler, charismatic, I get it, I understand, can hardly speak, against Jinder, who no one cares about. That was such a lame feud, and it seems like it's moving on, so I don't know where they're going with this, but we'll see. That's like the most least important title in the entire company right now, in my mind, honestly. When it comes to the women overall, Raw and SmackDown, I almost completely forgot. I just don't care. I just don't care. I want to care. Trust me. It's not like I have anything against the woman, but like, I just don't care. Natty winning the championship on SmackDown, like, all right, cool. It's better than Naomi in my mind, but like, I still don't care. When it comes to Raw, Sasha beating Alexa Bliss. Maybe Sasha holds the title this time. I mean, she's a 4-time women's champion already? It's crazy to me. Back to SmackDown, the best part of the entire show from here on out is glorious. Bobby Roode debuted on SmackDown this past Tuesday, 2 days after SummerSlam, 3 days after NXT TakeOver, where he lost the title to Drew McIntyre. Putting Bobby Roode on SmackDown was the best move they could have done. It really does spice up SmackDown just enough to where I really am interested again in SmackDown. Replacing John Cena, you need a big name. Bobby Roode can do it. He can be one of those main guys. I don't know where they're going with Jinder or what they're doing, but if Bobby Roode's the guy to take the title off him, I'd love to see it. Speaking of NXT call-ups, there may be a few more to come, who knows? We'll see. There usually is a couple after this time of year, so we'll see where they go from there. Not much else to really cover. Those are really the main points. I'd like to see where NXT goes from here. I think it's cool Sanity won the tag titles. Drew McIntyre champion. We'll see what they do with Adam Cole and Red Dragon, how that ROH stable works. I'm interested. It's definitely some of the more interesting product they have on at the moment. We'll see. So on that note, I'm Snowden. This was your weekly video. Quick discussion. I don't know how quick that was. It could have been 10 minutes, it could have been 20 minutes, it could have been an hour. I have no idea. I am sorry if the quality is not all that. I am recording off my phone. I do not have a camera yet. I'm in the process of getting one. I'll have one soon, which will mean much better videos, better quality videos and whatnot. Until then, you gotta deal with it. So, deal with it. So, I'm Snowden. This is Fick and Angie Productions. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on any other thing, Instagram, which we don't really use, but hell, check us out on it. Follow us all individually and our account on Twitter. We want to rack those Twitter followers up. Speaking of that, we want to rack our subscribers up, so subscribe to all of our content. We're going to have weekly videos coming out now, all sorts of stuff, discussions like this, to 2K17 videos, to 2K18 videos. We're still going to do reactions, don't worry. It's still going to happen, but we're trying to expand our channel, bring in new fans, so we'll see where we go from here. For Fick and Angie, I'll see ya.